Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Another stupid, dangerous Trump appointment, and this is the second one. The first one I mentioned yesterday in this video, where he appointed Elise Stefanik as the United Nations, a U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. And I said here Trump appoints first Trojan horse, Elise Stefanik. Who will she work for? What interests will she promote and defend? Watch yesterday's video. Today, in this video, I'm gonna show you a very good appointment by Donald Trump and a very bad appointment by Donald Trump that will tell you the direction this country is gonna go under Donald Trump. I've been waiting, and I have that feeling that Donald Trump was allowed to be selected because he checked mark whatever list he was given. And by the appointees, I think that will confirm my, my fears or my assessments. So I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to show you who this guy, the good guy, is and who the bad guy is, and as an advisor. Unbelievable. I made this point in a previous video, I think, when Donald Trump was elected and he was about to, what cabinet will he have, what policies, and I said that he's not going to change anything in the Middle East. Moreover, he's going to support of their things in the Middle East, you know what I'm talking about. But in Ukraine, he might change things. He's not going to change anything in the Middle East. Possibly, we, the Americans, are going to use missiles to strike the Iranians, and so on. And the Iranians going to hit us for whom? Our national interest. Garbage. All right, let's start with the good news first. And it's a guy that I like very much, and he's Jewish. His name is Stephen Miller. I like him very much from the first administration, from 2016. He named Trump's deputy chief of staff for policy, signifying focus on immigration. Now, he's Jewish. I don't know what his policy will be towards the Jewish state, but nevertheless, he has good instincts so far. It doesn't mean that he can't turn 180 degrees and bite you. So who's this guy? Right here. This is the guy. I like him very much. All right, feisty, intelligent, logical, and with big fucking balls. President-elect Donald Trump has tapped Stephen Miller, one of his longest-serving top immigration advisors, as Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy in the incoming White House. The quick appointment of the hardline conservative signals Trump's plan to move aggressively on the America First fantastic agenda he ran on. Miller was picked before traditional national security roles such as Attorney General, Secretaries of State and Defense, and National Security Advisor. I'm going to show you who is the National Security Advisor, though. So this is Mr., and I like this guy too as well, just so you know, Corey Lewandowski. All right, I like that. Although Trump hasn't formally announced the pick, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance and Corey Lewandowski, a senior advisor in 2024, Trump's campaign, both congratulated. So remember this guy right here? If you want to see how this guy is, watch his hearing in front of the senators, I think, and the House representatives. He will fuck them up. He's an intelligent guy, feisty, with big balls. Watch that. You can find it on YouTube. I watched it a few times. Why? You learn a lot. At least for me, it confirms certain techniques, and I said, this guy is a smart guy, man, and it got balls. No doubt about it. So let's see who is the bad guy here. Bad pick. Ukrainska Pravda, the Ukrainians. Trump's choice of candidates for Secretary of State and National Security Advisor support Ukraine. All right, that's good, you think? I'm going to go over this person here. Marco Rubio, all right? It says, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has decided to give the positions of Secretary of State and National Security Advisor to Marco Rubio and Michael Waltz. So, Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, bad choice, and then National Security Advisor, Michael Waltz, worse choice. These guys are going to tell you, I'm going to go on Michael Waltz. Marco Rubio, I don't think he needs any introduction, but Michael Waltz, this is the guy I am how do you call it, focused on. So, right here, Haaretz. Haaretz? You know Haaretz? What Haaretz is? Okay, it's an Israeli, right? Trump reportedly taps Michael Waltz, pro-Israel, I thought he was pro-US, Green Beret, as National Security Advisor. Waltz sharply criticized the Biden administration from undercutting Israel over the course of the Gaza and Lebanon wars, saying, let's Israel finish the job. That's the guy who's going to work for the United States of America. 100%. That's the guy. That's the guy for you. So let's go to the next one. JNS, Jewish News Syndicate. So I'm all good here. I'm all kosher. A Special Forces officers, Representative Michael Waltz, knows Israel's enemies firsthand. This is an interview conducted with this guy. So this is when he got all the right questions because he works for the American interest. All right, so let's see what he says. A few questions, a few answers. All right. This is the answer. A strong US-Israel relationship is critical. It's critical to our national security. It's critical to the region. You got that? That's all you need to know. I do not think that it's critical for our national security, just so you know. I think it's a liability. As that, if you remember that former CIA guy, he's not anymore, who was, I think, coordinated the bad dude with September 11, blah, blah, blah. Remember that guy? You don't see him anywhere anymore. You don't see him. I would like to invite that guy to my channel. I will tell you later who that is. So that's the first question and first answer. Okay. What is your overall stance on US-Israel relationship? A strong pop. Ready? Cultural, historical ties. What historical ties? Historic ties. Our values of democracy, freedom, free press, individual liberty, of course, defense. All right. Good. So that's the first one. And right, it says here, I'm going to give you more, my friends. All right. Does it help our allies that Kurds to withdraw US troops from Pop? No. Does America need a new authorization for the use of military force to fight Iranian troops? I've seen talk of introducing an AUMF in some legislation that's floating around. It doesn't make sense to introduce an AUMF for Syria at the same time the president said we're on the same table to leave, timetable to leave. That whole notion doesn't make sense to me, and I'd have to see what's actually proposed. Would you vote against an authorization that authorizes US troops to fight Iranian forces? That's to get you in a war with Iran. This is what he says. I would not necessarily vote against it. But I'm also very cautious about constraining the administration and constraining the military's hands. So I'd really have to see the language. But this is what he said. What is your stance on BDS? Well, certainly he's for that. And then he says member of Congress like Representative Rashida Tlaib and Omar. Yeah, I find that incredibly disturbing. All right, you got that? This is the guy, and I'm not done. I have a video for you to show you another weasel whose name is Hannity. Maybe some of you like him. I'm going to show you how these guys introduce Hannity introduces. I never thought Hannity is very, special whatsoever. The same as O'Reilly, all right? Tucker Carlson, yes, but these guys are just no good. So I'm going to show you how this guy is so smart, talking about those pagers that were blown up by the Israelis that killed not only the guys that these guys were targeted, but some people who held the pagers or the telephones in their hands, like civilians. And this is how this imbecile introduces that. And you're going to hear the first sentence coming from the new security advisor or whatever. Ready? Let's go.
With more, Florida Congressman Michael Waltz, along with Fox and Friends weekend co-host Pete Hegseth. Congressman, start with you. Well, they gave up cell phones because they thought the Israelis would be able to listen in on them. So they go to pagers. The fact that they could identify all these top Hezbollah leaders and simultaneously, ignite all of those pagers, maybe one of the most brilliant military operations I've heard of.
Yeah, Sean, the Israelis know how to send a message, don't they? And pun it.
All right, so don't they know how to send a message, don't they? So that's fantastic. It's a brilliant military operation. How many civilians were killed? You fucker. Both of you. They really don't know how. Imagine the Russians would have done that with the Ukrainians. Let's say the Russians, Putin. Do you think they would say, they really know how to send a message, don't they? Yeah, man, it's one of the most brilliant military operation, right? Do you think these guys work for us? Will this guy will defend our national security, do you think? Do you think? I'm not done, my baby doll. Wait. There's not shoes. New York Times, all right? How the House voted on anti-Semitism and bigotry resolution. They always put them together. This is how it's done, my friends. When these guys want to worm in some legislation, they attach it with some legislation in the same package that nobody would vote against. Like something with cancer research. Should we do it, cancer research, and save the world? And attached to it, they will give you something that they want to push. And they put it together. And most people will vote for, yeah, I'm going to help cancer, science. I mean, fight against cancer. Or children, save the children in Africa, or something like this. But that's not the point. The point is the second one, like right here. Yeah, who is not against this thing? We're all against it. How about this one? Well, let me see the wording. So they tell you who voted what. And here is the Democrats, Republicans, right? Yes and no. We find out that no, there were 23 Republicans. This guy Waltz is a Republican. Let's see. This is the no's. You're not going to see his name here. All right? So that means he is in yes. So he voted for that. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, really, right? Okay, and we're going to go to the last possibility, which is U.S. Republicans to retain control of House of Representatives media. The GOP is poised, this is from today, November 12th. The GOP is poised to have an unified government after a resounding election sweep. Do you think those guys will work for us, defend us? Yes, they will. It's a representative democracy. Now, after these guys, if they get all three branches over here, I mean, all three branches, I'm sorry, not all right? So they, not the, how do you call it, court. They don't have the courts. I mean, I think they have the courts, right? The Supreme Court. So they have the presidency, right? They have now the Senate. They probably have the House. So I don't want to hear any justification that they cannot make America greatest country in the world. There's no justification. But that would not stop them to implement things like Waltz would implement. So Waltz, Mr. Is that why we pronounce Waltz? Waltz, this guy is the National Security Advisor. How do you think he's going to advise after what I told you? Are these guys defending our interest? Yeah, it said over there, didn't he say in that little garbage that in his answer, that is, my God, a strong relationship. Let me see the first one here that I read to you, right? About national security. Man, it's fantastic. We have to do it, my friends. We have to do it. Let's Israel finish the job. What does that mean? I told you what that means. So these are the people that Trump appoints. Do you think that he appoints them because he likes them? I think he appoints them because he has to. That's the first, I don't know. That's my opinion as a free person. I might be dead wrong. Or he does that in order to have them make the decisions, the advisor, but ultimately that's his fault because it's going to be his order, not the security advisor's order. It's going to be his order. Or he can say, well, he said it, he advised me that. Yeah, but are you a baboon? Then you're a baboon, you should not be in charge. This is my point with democracy. We elect these guys, select these guys, and when they get selected, they appoint these baboons that some of them they don't know who they are. They come with their solutions for a problem, and if you're a dumbass, you don't understand anything these advisors are telling you. So actually you're gonna say yeah without understanding, and these guys can fool you around however they want, however they want. So this is and it's gonna go worse. It's gonna go worse than it is. So this is Trump. Do you like it? Well, you can say, Emil, it doesn't have to be on your liking. Well, I just showed you a video and about 3 articles on these walls. Do you like that? On the other hand, there's Mr. Stephen Miller that I like very much. I was about to say love, but people might think I'm... Anyway, anyway, my friends, I even want to invite Mr. Stephen Miller on this channel, but I'm working on it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We're in bad shape. We are... This is a farce. That's what I think. I think it's a farce. That's why Trump won with 300 and whatever, and Kamala was not allowed to. So the baboons say, yeah, the system works, see? Now go shut the fuck up and go and work. And shut works. And what is he going to do? He's going to do exactly the same thing. The other guys would have done it, but even worse than the other guys. Why? Because it's Make America Great. It's in your name, man. In your name. National security. Excellent. Excellent, man. Excellent. And I want to leave you with this. His answer. A strong U.S.-Israeli relationship is critical. I don't think so. It's critical to our national security. It's critical to the region. Got it? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong. I'm so sad. But sad would be, well, you didn't expect that, Emil? Well, not in its entirety. Not this clear. Stefanik from yesterday, go and see who's she with. The same tone. The same. It's not, oh, it's the same as Waltz. They work for our interest, defend our interest, critical to our national security. Jesus Christ, superstar. So you're very, 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 stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.